Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your December 16th to the 31st, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be linked and listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Scorpio, December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Awesome. And let's see what your chakra energy is for this time. Scorpio, December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So here we have life purpose, the third chakra, and I love this, and I can't wait to see how it equates to what the tarot is saying. Then we have divine wisdom, which is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. And then we have psychic development, which is the third eye chakra. And there is a real sense here, Scorpio, of your instinct being really rather spot on. So here you are moving forward in this psychic development, in this sense of power and of self. So don't ignore that. And you have this brilliant sense of you anyway, this brilliant kind of powerful connection that really moves you forward. So the left-hand side, this is your inner self. The middle is your emotional self, your heart self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. So we have the 9 of Cups, wishes coming true, blessings coming forward. You have the World. You then have the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You have the Ace of Swords, so God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift. A very specific, is handing you a gift. A very specific gift for you here, Scorpio, of mind, of coming in. There's something about Gemini power here, and I don't know exactly what it is and how it's going to relate to all of this, but it can be just a duality of instinct and of desires moving you forward. So that could be a very specific message for a very specific person. But here there's a sense of this gift really opening up new ideas, new ways forward, this duality of self, this kind of, quick fire way of looking at things. So just be mindful of that. We then have the Nine of Wands. No, the Eight of Wands, and then we have the Nine of Wands right here. We have Justice, which is a Libra energy, time frame September 23rd to October 22nd. The Five of Swords, okay, so something karmic is coming in with your heart, and you're letting go of a lot of weight, of a lot of hardship that has been really resting over your heart for way too long. We have the Three of Pentacles coming in. We have here the Six of Wands, the Hermit, and the Hanged Man. That's really cool. Okay. And now let's see the people for which you have to be mindful of during this time. Not mindful of. Let's see the people who will be aiding you. And later we will see who you need to be mindful of. Scorpio, December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. Who will be aiding Scorpio? December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. Who will be aiding Scorpio? December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. Who will be aiding Scorpio? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. These four. So it's very nice to have four. So we start off here with the Prince of Pentacles. This is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is slowly and steadily moving forward in success. And this is a person who helps you see that you are slowly and steadily moving forward in success, moving forward to what you desire, moving forward in a connected way that you hadn't anticipated. And it's like, oh, well, that's it, isn't it? It's like the door is opening up. And then we have here the Prince of Swords. This person slays dragons. This person isn't going to be held back. So this person helps you move forward very slowly, very steadily, very kind of connectively with the greater picture of your prosperity. The Prince of Swords helps you move forward in your passion, in your determination, slaying dragons. It's like, well, why not? And that's going to be one of the main things that the Prince of Swords asks. It's like, why not? Why can't I move forward this way? Why can't I, embrace this or, try that? And that's going to be something that's really going to be big for you during this time, Scorpio. It's like, why not? Why can't I? And then we have the Lovers coming in. That's the Gemini energy that we were seeing, Spirit was showing before, with the gift of the Ace of Swords. Now this could be a romantic connection. This could be falling in love with life. This is a person who is just going to help you. You fall in love with life, have that romantic connection. It doesn't mean that you have to know this person in real life. It can be that they say something and then all of a sudden you change your outlook. You change the way you were looking at things and you're like, oh, well, why not? Why can't I? That's going to be a huge part of you during this time. Why not? Why can't I move forward this way? Why can't I go after this? Why shouldn't this be my truth and my power and my understanding? And so here with that Gemini energy, it's like, yeah, why not? And why can't I embrace a duality of passions, a duality of moving forward? And then you have the Hierophant, which is, well, here it is the High Priest. This is Taurus energy, and it's interesting because the Taurus time frame goes right into the Gemini time frame. So Taurus time frame is April 20th to May 20th. Gemini time frame is May 21st to June 20th. This is a person who is a lot more structured, okay? Or even if you look at it and you're like, that's not structured at all, there's a method to their madness. This is a person who is determined, who is very driven, who is focused, and who lets that focus really be their guide. And so here, you're going to be inspired by this. You're going to be inspired by them looking at what they want and saying, well, I'm going for it. And you're going to sit there a little bit, Scorpio, and you're going to be like, well, how do you know that's where you want to be? Like, how do you know that's what you desire? And they're like, well, I'll go for it. If I like it, great. If I don't like it, I can kind of bounce. I can, move forward and have this skill. It might take me, 2 years to show stability, like if in a career or something like that, but I can still move forward to where it is that I want to be, what it is that I desire. And why not try it? Why not, claim the power that is within me, claim that beauty and that resonance to really move to where I want to be within my life? Because during this time, your life purpose is going to be the guiding wisdom of your psychic development, of your third eye opening up and your dreams kind of morphing their way into reality. So here with life purpose, this is the throat chakra. This is the sense of this is the sense of speaking your world into existence. And it gets me very excited. So I do apologize if I sped up a bit there. But it's a sense here, and Spirit is showing just the sense of triumph, the sense of finally. And it doesn't mean, when it's finally, it doesn't mean that everything falls into place and everything's as easy as pie. What it means is that either you have the confidence to move forward that might have been lacking before, and now you can see your purpose. You can see what it is that you truly desire. And the thing is that as human beings, we always think our life purpose has to be something that is like so over the top. Our life purpose is to be a movie star. Our life purpose is to be, an astronaut, a rock star, just everybody knowing our name and, it being so cool, right? And a lot of our life purposes aren't. Some of our life purposes are astoundingly quiet. It is your initial family. It is your community that gets to know you. And it could be just 3 people who you change their whole entire world. We tend to think on grand scale. There we go. And just like the ancient Egyptians, just like the ancient Greeks, the ancient Romans, if our name lives, we live. And yeah, that's cool. But sometimes, it isn't who remembers us. It's the energy that we left behind. It is the fact that maybe not 18 million people remember you, but it's the fact that one person remembers you, but so powerfully and so kindly that it shapes their whole entire world. And whenever I do a Scorpio reading, I always think of my grandma and my great-grandma. They helped raise me. And they are remembered very fondly by me and by my brothers and my sisters, but not by everybody. And a part of me thinks, you know what, that's okay. And so here at Life Purpose, if you're sitting there and saying, well, it's not on a world scale, it doesn't count. It's like, oh yes, it does count. And it can count more than you ever realize. And so Life Purpose here, don't confuse your life purpose with fame and with fortune and with everybody knowing your name. That's great. But it can be quieter, and it's no less valuable for its subtlety. Divine wisdom, divinity is guiding you during this time. Just seriously, divine wisdom is coming your way, kind of sprinkling blessings into your soul, into yourself, moving you forward. You're going to be getting inspiration. It's going to be coming to you out of the blue as you open your third eye, as the psychic development comes forward, as you tend to be drawn more towards the spiritual. And what's so cool with you, Scorpio, is that you walk between worlds. You walk between the spiritual and the earthly world. You hold things closer to your chest because you've learned, and you've learned through sharing. You've learned through getting so excited and then seeing that others just don't care. You've learned to keep it to yourself. As my great-grandma would say, like, don't tell everybody. 80% don't care, and the other 20 kind of wish you ill. So here, keep it to yourself. Keep what you desire as you move forward, because you're going to see that your angels are really guiding you in a very specific and very powerful way. And that way is what you're connecting with, and that way is giving you the wisdom to open up doors, to move yourself forward. And the 9 of Cups right here is the fact that in your inner self, there are blessings. People can see these blessings so much more easily, or so much easier than you can. And that's something that's really hard, because you'll be looking at yourself and you'll be thinking, my gosh, why is it taking so long? I'm not getting any younger. Why can't I move forward? What the heck is happening? And then that stress will make you pull away from the blessings. And divinity is going to be sitting here saying, why can't you see it? Why can't you see how powerful you are? Why can't you see that it might not be like everybody else's blessings, but it is so profound and so beautiful and so truthful for you? Let it in. Look at what you wish for. You might be getting what you wish for, but in such a backwards way, such a oh my goodness, I never thought it could be quite like this. It's kind of like with my nephew. Okay, my nephew came to live with me when he was 2 months old, and I thought, oh my gosh, what the heck? And now he's almost 2, not that far away from 2, and it's amazing. Here you will find those blessings coming in that you just didn't expect, and when you get them, you're going to be looking at it and being like, I can't do this. It's too much, it's too hard, and all you do is cry, but you have to. And so here, and I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but and here, that's the power. That's the power that's moving you forward. That's the sense of, oh wow, oh wow, this is so much more than I anticipated. But this is so beautiful. And it's a wish coming true, but in a way that you hadn't expected. And so here, let that in. Let that blessing in. Let that blessing be a part of you, because it's guiding you to a place that you really need to be, body, mind, soul, and spirit. And it leads you to the world. It leads you to the world opening up to you. And it leads you opening up to the world. It's kind of like, wow, if I can see that beauty within me, if I can see that power, then what the heck else can I see? How the heck else can I move forward? It gives you a strength that you didn't think you had. It gives you a purpose that might have seemed like, oh no, that's not it. And the world is saying here, I'm not scary anymore, because you have such strength. You have such determination. You have such brilliance. Scorpio, now's the time to hold on to it. You don't see things the same way everybody else does. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. Is it a powerful thing? Is it a beautiful thing? Absolutely. And so here, the world opens and you shine. The world guides you, and you glow with this power, with this brilliance, with this purpose, with this beauty. So embrace it. Embrace it, because there's a gift here. And, 'tis the season, right? For these gifts, for this beauty to come in. And we can be so worried and so focused on giving gifts to everybody else and making sure everything is perfect, because the year has been so odd. And we forget to see the gifts that divinity is giving us, the way that we're supposed to be moving forward, the power and the blessings that guide us. And so here you have the page, it's the Page of Pentacles, right? Yeah, the Page of Pentacles coming forward. You have yourself being a student of your prosperity. You have yourself being a student of the interconnectedness of your bounty, of your brilliance, of your beauty, of what it is that you desire. And as you study this, as you let this be your truth, it opens up doors and it opens up gateways. It brings you forward in such a way that you're like, oh, wow, can that be? Is it? And it's like, oh, yes, it is. It is powerful. It is exquisite. It is profound. And it is absolutely you. It is looking at the seeds that you want to plant. Because really that's going to be something that you're very not concerned with. Well, a little bit concerned with, but also very focused on. It's kind of like, what seeds do I want to plant within my life, within my garden of myself? How do I want things to grow? How do I want things to move forward? Where is it that I want to be? And as you look at this and you become more discerning, that's going to be very important. It's not going to be like angry or frustrated. It's going to be, no, I need to take in energy around me that is right for me. I need to connect with blessings that are right for me. Not for everybody else, but for me. And so as I embrace my truth, as I embrace my power, as I embrace my brilliance, I have to walk away from some things. And I have to embrace more of others. Because this life, though it seems so long, is fleeting. What is there? There's an old, Yiddish saying? The days are long, but the years are short. And that is very much like what I'm seeing here. It's like sometimes, and especially when we're planting the seeds, when we're gathering up our prosperity, the days seem so endless, and they seem to it's like same thing, different day, and it can be so frustrating. But the years are short, and we'll see the value in it more as time goes on. And so here, it doesn't matter where you are in your life, and especially if it's such a struggle, because here you are having gifts come forward and the world is opening to you. But if life is such a struggle, one after another, it is so horrifically hard to see the blessings, because it just seems like they're robbed from your life. It just seems like the water is drying up and you're like this dried out sponge. It's like, no, feed yourself with the grace of the seeds that divinity is giving you. Feed yourself with the beauty and the blessings of life and of inhaling and exhaling and moving forward. And know that as dark as the hour is, the blessing comes and the light will shine. And so here you are a student of your prosperity, because you are getting a gift of knowledge, of understanding, of a deeper sense of truth, of where it is that I belong and where it is that I want to be. Now with the swords, what's so interesting about the swords, Scorpio, is the swords is the only real weapon within the tarot. There is no other use for a sword. Well, it could be decorative, of course, or ceremonial, which is kind of like being decorative. But it is a weapon. It is a weapon that doesn't really have other uses. So here, when you have this gift of knowledge coming, it is the weapon of the mind, because that is what sets us apart. that it's what guides us forward as human beings. So here, as you cut through doubts and fears, as divinity gives you this gift of knowledge, of understanding, of clear sight, of clear vision, of a sense of there is something greater here. There is something more powerful than I could ever have imagined. It moves you from cutting through doubts and fears to the sense of, I know, I have a knowing. And now I just have to figure out point A to point B. And that's what the seeds of bounty are saying here, because you're moving forward in this world in a way that you hadn't expected, in a gift that you always had, okay, but you never saw as a gift because that was just you. That's just Scorpio. So of course I can do XYZ. It's not a gift. It's just me. But what you're going to find is it is a gift. And you most definitely are a gift. And that's going to be a sacred, beautiful truth to walk in during this time. Then we have the Eight of Wands. Things start moving quickly. It's kind of like a windmill of change starts coming in. It's like ready or not, here it comes. And it changes your heart. Because you change your mind, you change your life. You change your heart, you change the love that you are focusing on, you change your world. And so here, that's what you're doing. You're changing your whole entire existence. And divinity is saying, it's time. It's time to move forward. You might not be ready for it, but in a way you are. In a way, this is where the blessing has been leading you to. This is how the blessing has been developing you. And with the Eight of Wands, leading into the Nine of Wands, it's like things start to change, and your power and your abundance and your determination starts to lead you forward. And there needs to be a blocking out of what everybody else is saying, of how everybody else kind of wants you to be, and to say, this is me. This is who I am. This is how I move forward. I respect the battles that I have been through, the hardships, the pains, the disappointments, the curveballs, the upsets, the upheavals, the angers, the frustrations. And I move forward in my truth, in my grace, in my bounty, and in my brilliance. I move forward in the power that is me. And nothing and no one will stop that. And as you see this, and as you take this in, and as you pay homage to yourself, and also filter out what everybody else is saying, it's not listening, okay? Especially to the people who love you and who are there for you, your angels, your spirit guides, who are sitting there and telling you, well, it's time to do that thing that you've been putting off. It's time to reevaluate something, or maybe you don't, do XYZ. Listening to that can be very important. But listening to the whole entire world, listening to everyone and what they say and how they say that you're supposed to live and how they say you're supposed to be, that's not going to help you, because you can't make everybody else happy. What is it, that old song? I went to a garden party. You can't please everyone, so you have to please yourself. And that's what you're going to be finding here, Scorpio. Because if you try to please everyone, I'm just seeing the links in the chain become frayed and broken. And it'll take so much more work to build up that chain and to embrace that beauty, to embrace that prosperity, than it would to look at your soul, to look at yourself and say, okay, I need to step back. I need to step back and I need to connect with me. And then it leads you to justice. It leads you again to that discernment. Justice isn't going to be the white page, the black print, the letter of the law type of thing. It is going to be being just and fair to yourself, balancing who it is that you are and where it is that you want to be, and saying, okay, something has to give. I'm spread too thin. It is too much. And so here, with the Justice card, you are seeing that. And you're going to want to kind of rebel against this, because Libra energy, and one of the main life lessons that Libra has, is that they want everybody to love them. And if you can balance the scale and say, it doesn't matter if everybody loves me, it matters if I walk in my truth, that's going to be so powerful for you. Because Scorpio, your life lesson is to transform. Your life lesson is to know that you will not be the same person from beginning to end. And that the transformation, that death of the person you once were to the person you are today, can be intense, it can be powerful, but it is going to be necessary for you to step into the role of your life, of your purpose, and of your discernment, of your power. And that can be very uncomfortable, but it's going to be very necessary. So here, you're finding that balance within yourself. And you are being discerning to where it is that you are. And it just hit me, it's an epiphany, because my creativity is in Scorpio. And so here, it's like, oh wow, it evolves, doesn't it? You don't always create the same way. And that's what you're going to be seeing with you, Scorpio. You're going to see that you don't always create the same way. And it leads you then to the Five of Swords. It leads you to that being part of your life lesson, So they melded into each other so beautifully. The Five of Swords is a karmic debt. The Five of Swords is the, what is it? Our ancestral curses. The sins of the father get passed on to the son, not because of any other reason than you are raised with that negativity over you, spoken over you, and becoming part of your truth before you even know how to form words, before you even know how to, move yourself forward in a certain way. So here, it's like, no, I'm not taking that generational curse. I'm not taking that, DNA, trauma, drama, that pain that has been passed on. The pain within the DNA is a little bit different than the pain that is spoken over. Okay? So the pain that is spoken over us are the pains most linked to our parentage. The pains of the DNA, especially if your lineage has been through trauma, and everybody in one way, shape, or form has been through trauma within, you go far enough back within the DNA line. And that can be passed down, okay? Because it can be that fear. It's kind of like your parent always piling up your plate because they don't want you to go hungry. And you're sitting there and you're looking at it. It's like, I have never been hungry. I've never gone hungry a day in my life, thank God. But it's like, you don't want to starve, right? You need to have meat on your bones because if something bad happens, you'll be prepared. So that means back in your DNA line, your people starved. And so now food is very important just instinctually. But food is very important instinctually anyway. So here, it's those type of things that you are seeing. And you're saying, why? Why does this control me? Not necessarily putting the food on the plate, but that was an example. It's like, why does it control me to have to fight against something that seems so ingrained? Don't speak up. Self-praise stinks. Mind your manners. Don't be showy. Don't be braggy. Don't be, too flashy. So here, with the Five of Swords, you're looking at everything that was spoken over you and also everything that is innately you, which can be, the corruption of the DNA line, the hurts, the pains of the DNA line, but it can also be the past life self coming forward. So understanding this is going to let you look at these fears, look at these instances in your life where you haven't been able to rise to the occasion. You haven't been able to stand up for yourself. You haven't been able to claim your voice and say, you know what, no more. No more. Now it's time for me to walk in my truth. And as you walk in your truth, you see the blessings that were created by you. Now, other people are going to want, especially in the public arena here, other people are going to want to take hold of your blessings and say, you're welcome. I gave this to you. I gave you this opportunity. I can move you forward. And so here with the Three of Pentacles, what you are looking at is you're looking at the blessings, the prosperity that illuminates your path. Excuse me. That illuminates you forward into what it is that you want to be. But you're also looking at, first of all, the people who have helped, because nobody, is like Athena, right? Fully formed from the head of Zeus. And there are people who always help along the way, whether it be largely or whether it be smallly. It doesn't matter. There are those people who have impacted our hearts and, changed our souls. And so here with the Three of Pentacles, you are looking at the prosperity, you are looking at the bounty, and you're also looking at the people who really did nothing, who say, you know what, you're welcome, I'm awesome, and I did this for you. And you're saying, no, you don't get to take credit for what isn't yours. You don't get to take credit for all that I am. I get to take credit, and I claim that credit. And as you move forward in this truth, the Six of Wands brings you to this place. I'm seeing this as a place of prosperity. I'm seeing this as a place of, I get to move forward. I get to be where it is that I want to be. I get to have what was once denied. And as you see this, you embrace this truth. And as you see your passion and you see your determination and you see what it is that you desire moving you forward, you're like, oh, that's it, isn't it? That's where I'm supposed to be. And it's hard and it's overwhelming at times, but it's going to be exactly necessary. And then it moves you to the Hermit. You have the repeat of the number 9 here. So you're coming very close to a completion of a cycle. And as you come close to the completion of the cycle, you turn inward. And you also have right here the all-seeing eye. It also looks kind of like an octopus, but it wards off the evil. It's kind of like, no, I'm done. I'm done with the negativity. I'm done with the anger. I'm done with the upset. I'm done with sitting there and fighting force with force. I turn back to me. And I look at this world, not with anger, not with, resentment. I look at this world with love for who I am, for who I will be. And, you're kind of shutting the doors and saying, enough is enough. Enough is enough. How do I move forward in love? How do I move forward to what I desire? How do I see my truth? How do I embrace what I need? And that becomes very profound for you and quite exquisite. So during this time, Scorpio, people are going to want you to be more center stage at times, or you're going to sit there and think to yourself, I have to be seen more, I have to be heard more, what am I, just wasting time type of thing? You're not. This is going to be a much more comfortable time for you if you turn inward, if you look at what it is that you truly want, if you follow that guidance, if you have meditations with your angels, with your spirit guides, if you open up your third eye, if you do spiritual work, if you, kind of lead yourself towards or find someplace that leads you towards the more spiritual, towards the more esoteric. That becomes your powerhouse. That becomes almost like your bread and butter during this time. And it's like, this is where I stand. This is what I love. This is what I want. And with the hangman, it changes the whole way you see things. But also you see things differently than everybody else. But this isn't like, oh wow, it's so bad. This is like, no, this is me. This is me, and I change my mind, and I change my whole entire life. And so I look at things differently. I look at things more profoundly. I look at things more personally, and I look at things within the power of my soul and of myself. And it doesn't matter if everybody doesn't agree with me. I agree with me. And that becomes my beauty. And the hangman, because you see things differently, you have such different input. You have such different lessons that you're taking away from things than the majority of people around you. So of course you're going to think, oh wow, I'm wrong, they're right. It's like, no, it's profoundly different. So let's see here. Scorpio. December 16th to the 31st, 2020 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 Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh. Guide this reading and show me clearly. My goodness. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. And let's see the people you are to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Scorpio is to be mindful of? December 16th to 31st, 2020 Scorpio. Who are the people that Scorpio is to be mindful of? December 16th to 31st, 2020 Scorpio. Who are the people Scorpio is to be mindful of? December 16th to the 31st, 2020 Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here the Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Now, water sign energy is very drawn to water sign energy. And the whole theme of the Queen of Cups, and especially the King of Cups, is to know that you rule your life and kind of your life only, and to really embrace the ruling of the self. This is the exact opposite. This is a person who feels like their life is completely out of control and who is kind of hemorrhaging pain and emotions and chaos. And so this is going to be a person, because you feel so drawn to them, that you're really going to have to be mindful of, because you can be absolutely drawn into their pain, into their suffering, into their story, their narrative that they are living right now. But you can be too drawn in, and that can drain you very, very, very quickly and very intensely. So be mindful of that, Scorpio. It's not saying here, don't be kind, don't lend a helping hand or anything like that, but don't let their pain become your story. Then you have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person who is astoundingly passionate. This is a person who isn't afraid to roll up their sleeves. And this is a person who's like, I'm getting the job done. This is how I'm doing it. If you just followed it my way, you'd be absolutely fine. And Scorpio, you're going to hate that because that's not how you operate. You're like, listen, let's go slowly, let's go gently, let's look at different things. Even if you go at things fiercely and determinedly, you're still going to want to look at different sides of the story. You're not going to exactly want to do it the same way somebody else is. So here, with the King of Wands, you need that person to back off. And this is a person that can make you feel guilty even if you don't know them. Like even if you're watching them on YouTube or you're watching a podcast and they make you feel like, I'm not doing enough, or I have to do it this way, and so you try to do it that way, and you're like, I'm miserable, why am I miserable? Or they just say something that makes you feel guilty about the whole thing. So just be mindful of that. And then you have Scorpio, right here. You have the Death card. So this is the essence of you. This can be that you get in your own way. Truthful, like full disclosure right here, this could be that you get in your own way. It's the fear that holds you back. It's the questioning of the self that, can't move forward. It's the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new, that is so painful and so hard that you think, I can't do this. But if you're stuck in the past, and I always forget her name. Okay, so in Great Expectations, and I know you guys are so lovely, you put it in the description box below. I go, oh my gosh, yes. And then I forgot her name every single time. Who wears her wedding dress? Who wears this wedding dress that, the wedding never happened and it decays on her and it falls away. But she still is living in that time. And that's what happens when we wear a skin. We wear a way that we once were. It decays on us and it falls away. But we're still there. And it's just sad. And so here, it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be transformed because I am embracing this transformative time, this powerful grace that is a part of me. And as you do this, you embrace your soul, you embrace the passion of yourself, you embrace your purpose and your dedication forward. This is also saying that there could be somebody around you, very secretive, rather manipulative with what information they let out. Excuse me, and what information they keep for themselves. This could also be a person that makes you feel like they are your best friend. Like, oh my gosh, you could tell this person anything. They understand you better than anybody you've ever dealt with in your whole entire life. And they're really just information gathering, and they're going to use it against you. So just be mindful of that. Okay, let's see here. We have the Three of Swords. The Lovers, again, Gemini energy. The Magician, which is gorgeous. Then you have the Nine of Cups, now crowning your heart. So before it was crowning your inner self. The Hangman at the center of you. Before it was at the root of your, of your outer self, of your public arena. And the Four of Wands, which is gorgeous. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, you are a force, but again, you are this force that doesn't need to be seen. The kings, I always see them as the actors upon the stage. The queens, the directors behind the scenes, the ones that don't need to be seen as much, but have tremendous power and tremendous, drive to them. So here, that's definitely the case. And people do take note of them because, come on, they're queens, so nobody's going to ignore them. So let's see here. We have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords with the Nine of Cups and the World. There's heartbreak there. There's a sense of, I don't get to have blessings because I've messed up or because my heart has been broken because things have been so hard. And there's a sense of, I don't get to move forward. I don't get to move forward because of this pain. And the Three of Swords, you're never going to eliminate the pain that was in your life that has made you who it is that you are. And nobody is ever going to say that it's just, and especially some of the things that people live through. It's like there's no justification of it whatsoever. There's no even reason to it. It almost boggles the mind. And so here with the Three of Swords, it's like, how do I move forward? Well, first I honor my pain. And it sounds so odd to do, but it's so normal for us to want to lock that part of ourselves away and say, you know what, no, you don't get to have glory and beauty and love and life and, the life that you want because of this pain. And the Three of Swords is saying, honor that pain. See how you've survived it. It's not that you're justifying it, and it's not that you're saying, oh, goody, let's go through it again at all. Not even a little bit. But it's honoring that pain within you and saying, now it is time for me to move forward. Now it is time for me not to be defined this way anymore. And it brings you to the lovers. As you are a student of your prosperity, it brings you to what you love within your life. It brings you to honoring the love of your soul and the beauty of yourself, to falling back in love with life, which can have you falling in love. When a person radiates love and happiness and joy, people want to be around them. Now, of course, this is a time in our world where it's rather unique. But here, it's like, if you have that love radiating from you, you will inevitably get to where it is that you want to be. It will take longer, most likely, than anticipated, or than it would in normal circumstances. But having that love around you is going to be so exquisite. And it's really going to change. Even when people talk to you on the phone or text you, they're going to be like, wow, there's something different about the way I'm reading your text, Scorpio, or the energy that's coming from this information. It's like absolutely insanely awesome. And there's also a duality to your personality during this time, the prosperity that's leading you forward. It's not going to be just in one way or another. You have to do all of this or all of that. No, there's going to be like this melding of things together. It's not going to be even like a salad. You know how you have a salad and you toss the salad, but everything's still separate, but they're all together? It's going to be like a soup. It all seeps together. It all comes together, or a marinade. And it really is going to be quite beautiful and quite delicious for your soul. And it moves you to the magician. It moves you to the magic of yourself. It moves you to honoring and understanding the God's head within you. And as you do so, you move forward in your passion and in your power, because you're embracing the elemental power that is you. The understanding of the gift of the sword, of the power of the mind, and the forging and the determination, the practice, the failures, the time and effort it takes to have this brilliant, beautiful mind, and to really run with the gifts that divinity gives you. With the cups, it's the depth of emotion that life has to it. It's the waters that run deep within our world, but also run deep within ourselves. Dehydration is a terrible thing. And so it's the hydration of the body. It is the blood that powers us. It is so much more than we think of. The water is our lifeline, and is our connection to the spiritual world. And then you have fire. You have the wands. The wands can be trees that, of course, grow from the ground. But fire is what Prometheus in Greek mythology got so terribly punished for bringing it to men. Because if we did not have fire, we could not cook our food. And so we would all pretty much still be Neanderthals, right? Because we'd have that strong jawline that was for grinding the food, instead of the softer jawline that let the cranium grow so that we could take in more nutrients and so that we could have a better mind. And so there, you're like, of course you'd be tied to a rock, and a vulture would eat out your liver, or a bird would eat out your liver and peck out your eyes, because you just gave man the power of gods. You gave them the insight, you gave them the wisdom to cook their food, the wisdom to, to guard their campfires, to guard, their camps with their fire. And so that is beautiful. That is beautiful. And the earth itself, with the pentacles is money and prosperity and what we need to survive, yes, but it's also the seeds. It's also the seeds that we planted to the earth that grow food, that harvest us, that we walk upon. So here, as we move forward and as we embrace the God's head within, because Brahma said, I hide the God's head within man, because that is the one place you will not look for it. As we see the God's head within, we also see all the blessings with us, surrounded by spirit, surrounded by man, surrounded by our determination. And that leads you then to looking within your heart. And as the changes come forward, and as the hardships, you acknowledge them, you also get to see the blessings that are around you. And doesn't this look like a crystal singing bowl? Like, it looks like that vibrational truth from the heart coming forward. And that's what you're embracing. You're embracing that love. You're embracing that melody. You're embracing that brilliance. You're embracing that joy. And it leads you to seeing things differently. It also gives you this love that is around you. It gives you this beauty that is a part of you. The Nine of Cups is a wish being granted, but you don't always see it, because you're going to be looking one way. And here with the Hangman coming through, once again, it's like, change your mind. You change your whole entire life. look and focus on what's truly important to you. Don't sit there and say, oh, well, I see this differently, and so it's bad. It's like, no, I see it differently. Why does that mean that I'm bad? Why can't it just be different? And somebody sees, the picture before them, and they can see one thing, but you might look at it and see the sea. And that could be a real glory of soul for you. So it's like, just because other people don't see what you see does not mean that you're wrong. Listen to your soul. It really is guiding you. And it leads you to the Four of Wands. It leads you to prosperity and success and bounty and celebration and beauty and coming in the Five of Swords. It's like, I understand the hardship and the pain I've been through. I also know that life will give me more lessons as I come. So as I grow and as they come. And are you going to be thrilled about all of them? No, nobody ever is. But it is a brilliance that moves you forward, because it's always that evolution. And Scorpio, that's what you thrive off of. That's what your soul is here to do. And so here with the Four of Wands, it is a celebration. It is happiness. It is a coming together within yourself to move you forward, to bless you, to guide you, to honor you. And it brings you then to being a queen within the public arena. Within the public arena, as you have your blessings, as you're moving forward, it's like, this is my prosperity. This is what I nurture. This is my power. And nobody is going to deny that from me. So people may want to take you by eyes during this time, because you have the queens of the earth coming to you. Okay? They're not the abstract queens of the heart and of the mind. They're the queens of the earth and of the fire. Okay? Of the sun and of the core of the earth. And so here, they're the queens of prosperity and the queens of your passion. And those come to the forefront because you have the Ten of Swords. You have that dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new, the minor arcana death card. Because each year, over a decade, maybe longer, but we're cutting it up into a decade now. Each year, you've had a betrayal. You've had a lesson learned. And you've had this power to guide you forward. And so here, with the Ten of Swords, it's looking at things and it's realizing that you have a wealth of knowledge within your back. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like you've been stabbed and betrayed and hurt, and everything's just gone wrong. But it's like, no. You have a wealth of knowledge within you. This is the darkness before the dawn, and the dawn is your power. You see things differently and you move forward in your passion. Your dawn is acknowledging the hard work that you've been through and the power and purpose of yourself and of your soul and of what you desire. And you will not be held back, and you will not be kept silent. So let's see what your spirit animal message is. Scorpio. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. December 16th to the 31st, 2020, Scorpio. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, fantastic. These three. We have the snake spirit. It's time to heal. It really is. It's time to heal. It's time to let go. It's time to have the life that you deserve, to have the life that you want. It's also time to know healing hurts at times. It hurts. As you step into the role of your life, as you embrace being this leading character, and as you do so with grace and dignity and power and truth, and as you heal, it makes you feel vulnerable, because of course a snake, as it molts its skin, feels vulnerable. It doesn't see as well. That's why they usually go into a quieter spot. And so you might not be able to see things as clearly as you are healing, but you do see things powerfully and truthfully. And as you step into that new skin, as you heal, you are going to have crystalline sight. You really are. You're going to have so much more of an understanding than you ever did before. And then it leads you to the whale spirit. Trust the great mysteries. We're not supposed to know everything. Just not. As annoying as it is. But trust the great mysteries as you move forward. It brings you then to the scarab beetle. Now remember, the scarab beetle in ancient Egypt was a sacred animal. And here it says the magic works through you. The magic works through you. The magic works in you. The magic works with you. Let it flow, let it shine. Let your unique beauty and power and grace shine forward and forever augment your world, forever change and grace your existence. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the dolphin spirit. This and that are true. There are always going to be two sides of the story. There is always going to be two ways forward. This and that are true. That's going to be very important to you. It doesn't have to be one way. That's, again, that Gemini energy coming up. It doesn't have to be set in stone. It's actually going to be very fluid for you during this time. Your subconscious chakra message is universal light. Divinity is shining its light on you, and you are right here, radiating that light outward. So be mindful and be confident within yourself, because there's beauty there and warmth. It leads you then to your subconscious person message, which is the Hermit, which makes perfect sense because that is coming through so powerfully. To step back, to embrace your heart, your soul, yourself, to be guided by your inner light is going to be so terribly important. It leads you then to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is changing. You have your ups, your downs, your lefts, your rights, but you are entering into a new season, and it's going to be profound and powerful. It's like as you enter into the new year, you enter into, it's like, it sounds rather cliche, but it's a new you. It's like you are entering into a new season of your soul and of yourself, and you can't help it. It's just happening. And there is some resistance here for some. It's like, no, I don't want, but it isn't bad. It's going to be really rather beautiful. And then to go deeper into your subconscious, we have the Two of Cups, the healing, the love, the Minor Arcana Lover's card. You are moving forward in healing love, and you know that within your soul. That's why everything is changing. You're not following the same patterns. You're not abiding by the same rules. There's so much more here than you imagined. All right, Scorpio, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as you are healed, as you are transformed, as you step into a power you thought denied to you, but was always waiting for you to claim it. As you embrace your strength, as you embrace your beauty, as you embrace the tenacity of your spirit, and as you rise higher than you imagined, but not higher than you've dreamed. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.